start pedaling.
Those bikes will essentially be a larger version of this, which as you pedal, will create electricity, which you can see by the lights that are lighting up as you pedal. Okay, so imagine this. A new gym just opened up in Canton, Ohio.
Check.
Difficulties. Okay, so imagine a new gym just opened up in Canton, Ohio. It's right when you walk in, you see on your left is a smoothie bar, and on your right there is a gym shop. As you walk farther, you see people furiously pedaling on bikes, using elliptical stair climbers, and this strange treadmill which has a hand crank on it. You then notice that each and every one of those machines has a black box that's creating electricity. So out of those black boxes, there are wires coming from them, which are going up to the ceiling.
Then, as you go up, you see it's an apartment building. 4 floors. Each floor has 2 apartments. But these aren't regular apartments. These apartments are green apartments. They're totally run by the electricity generated by the gym. The air conditioners, the TVs, the refrigerators, all of that. They're nice big rooms for families, and it's made for the homeless and unemployed people.
Now there is a roof on top of these apartments, but this is not an ordinary roof. This roof has solar panels and wind turbines to help out with the energy in the apartments. It also has green wheels, which are kind of like human hamster wheels, for people to jog on the top of the building to get some fresh air. And there's also an urban garden to grow fruits and vegetables for the smoothie shop in the lobby. Keep pedaling.
Okay, so we found 4 main issues that were a problem in Canton, and those were energy, homelessness, unemployment, and health. The first one we're going to talk about is energy. This is a graph showing the electricity usage by Planet Fitness, which is the purple bar. The blue bar is how much our gym would use, and the green bar is how much our gym would actually have to pay for. This graph is showing the electricity generation methods in Ohio, and coal is the largest at 82%. So imagine if our gym, instead of using coal, which is dirty and non-renewable, we could have 82% powered by humans.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the apartments. Okay, here it is. You can see that the rooms are nice. You can see there's beds, a hallway with stairs. There's a big room where you can hang out, watch TV. There's a dining room and a kitchen with dishwashers and refrigerators. Yeah, so moving on. Unemployment. In Canton this year, the unemployment rate is 7.8%. And if you think about it, that's a lot. So we want to try to make unemployment less of a problem. And so we're offering jobs in the gym shop where you can buy the shirts, the shoes, and then in the smoothie shop where you can get salads, sandwiches, and smoothies that are healthy. And so we would have the unemployed or homeless people working there and also getting a home upstairs.
The last of the issues we're going to talk about is health. Health is a big problem in Stark County. In fact, in 2009, over 70% of the people in Stark County were overweight or obese. This would help that idea because you're exercising, and it would actually be kind of fun because instead of going up to your friend saying, "Ooh, I ran a mile today," you could say, I powered a blender today and got $1 off a smoothie at a smoothie shop.
So here's a map of downtown Canton. You can see downtown is the gray area. Where we were meeting for the camp, that's the green arrow. And you can see the red blimps they kind of a circle around downtown, and those are the other gyms in this area. And so if you live down here, you would have to travel way out there to a gym. So this gym would be closer for the people living here.
So in conclusion, we propose a green gym be made in the downtown Canton area, which will be more accessible and convenient for people who live here. This gym will also produce electricity, provide jobs for the formerly unemployed, and housing for the formerly homeless. It will also encourage a healthier Canton. This is a unique gym because it would be the only green gym in Ohio and the only green gym in the U.S. which also provides housing and employment for the less fortunate.
Well, all that pedaling you've done has paid off. If all of you were pedaling at our gym, you could have powered one of these, either a crock pot for 19 hours, a blender for 20 hours, a PlayStation 3 for 3 days and 8 hours, a hot glue gun for 12 days, a fog machine for 14 days, an iPhone charger for 75 days, and a disco ball for 150 days. Any questions?
Do you have any questions at this point? If you could stand up and project. We only have one microphone, so it'll be easier for you to check. Yes?
Okay, this idea is awesome. And actually, there's this idea that kind of was thought about before with some of us older folks, only we didn't get the green idea in. And I think if we would have had the green idea in, we could have sold it. But anyways, the question is, have you looked at or talked to or thought about talking to the downtown, their downtown Y is being redeveloped right now. Have you thought about having conversations? I mean, right now, they're just starting to build.
We were thinking that it would be just like another gym in the area, but we would also be able to have cheaper prices to convince people, since we wouldn't have to pay for the electricity, so people would be convinced to go to ours instead of the one that's the new one.
I also think this is a great, awesome project. I have a similar suggestion perhaps, but then also a question. The suggestion might be that, not unlike the opportunity that might be with the Eric Snow YMCA, the downtown area, the Chamber of Commerce looks at that relative to a downtown economic development zone. And so I suggest you might also take the idea that the Chamber of Commerce to see if there may be ways that they could consider something like this in the context of that redevelopment zone. So, because there are a variety of ways that things like this can help facilitate the objectives of the Chamber with the redevelopment zone. That's a suggestion. The question is this. One of the questions that comes to my mind is generating the necessary power 24/7. And so I know there are ways perhaps to store that kind of energy. But as someone from Malone University, we have a lot of football players and a lot of track and field athletes, for example, that I would love to have them run further and faster. Could we consider an arrangement where for a special, maybe a reduced fee, some of our athletes could be pedaling down here at your facility at certain off hours? They could come down maybe later in the evening or very early in the morning, in the evening after they've studied, and in the morning before they go to early practice. So I'm thinking of some great athletes who I think that they could both work out but also benefit, but we may have to talk about a special fee arrangement depending on what your fee structure is. So the question there is in part kind of the off hours and creative ways we might think about generating power in those off hours.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea, and we could also, because they would be part-time students, they could help, that we could have a lesson fee since they're going after hours and we're also being a student at college.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
All right, thank you guys so much. Yes, they're gonna set their model over here on the table, so afterwards you can go power some LED lights with your finger pedaling. That's, I think every one of us tried it out a couple times.